I'm Rob Steinke and welcome to my Harness Maker's Workshop. How to make a bit of sparkle, make your harness look a little bit snazzy, if you like. And this is what I'll be doing. And there's just an example of a couple of the items I'll show you today. And how did they start life? As a packet of cornflakes. Yep, packet of cornflakes to these two martingales. So I'm going to drop the camera down now and we'll go through it bit by bit, okay? Yes, what an array I've got for you today on the workbench. So I'm showing you how a design on the back of a packet of cornflakes can turn out to look something like that. First of all, as I always say, get the patterns right. So I've used this cardboard because it's nice and flexible. So I sketched half of the pattern out. If you can see, just the half. And then I very heavy made a line up there for the simple reason it folds easily. Then I can take my favourite pair of scissors, and just cut round the line that I actually want. You can still make an adjustment to this afterwards because I don't want it so thick at the top, so long. There. And that then is, you can see the pattern. Now from that I make a heavy pattern. That's for mounting pictures. That's my art side, having doing a bit of picture framing. So that's the pattern. And for instance, there is a piece of yellow. I've got yellow here today, painted. I've got red. I've actually got some blue, and I've got black, which I will go to. It doesn't have to be colour to make a set sparkle. So there's the yellow. And from that, whether it's yellow or red, it can be turned into something like those kidney beaters. So what I've got here is some other designs. There's the red one, and in the same design but different colour is a yellow, and then rather nice, I think so, design in blue with a stag's head on. These are kidney beaters, and the beauty is they'll go with any harness as long as it's really white metal, because there's no buckles, so it doesn't matter what sort of set. Talking about buckles, I do it in a variety of buckles. That's a nice, I love this one. That's a swelled West End buckle, swelled top. Can you see it? Whereas that would be a normal West End buckle. And then I also do these with horseshoe buckles, which would take a fancy loop. So here's one with the swell top, 3 loops, and you can see I've got the different pattern with an ornament. Now the ornaments, there's a variety of them. That's the springle tree. You see, they have little pins at the back to fit them on. And then there are, what other ones have we got here to show you? There's that nice crest, and there's one, and it's also in brass. That's a crown buckle. This is for a funeral harness, which keeps it black and white metal. And then other things you can liven it up with is the cheek guards. There's some yellow ones and a different design, black with cutout and red. So that just lifts it up. I can do a variety of different shapes and colour combinations as the red and black. The same sort of design with the yellow, and again that would have started life as a cornflake packet. That's the one for that. And then I do other designs. There's a nice little neat one for a miniature pony. That design comes into that shape. Or there's a nice brown one. And that's an unusual one I did. Yellow, and you could have just put a little daisy onto that. Or even a small crest. And if your harness has horseshoe buckles, then you can have a horse's head on it. So all these are all possible. I've got, here we are, this bridle which you'll see in other pictures. There's a face drop on it. Now this is one with side pieces rolled in the Giddens style, but even without that it can still make a nice face drop, which will then have the same where are we? Here, martingale. So it all blends in and looks a set. So if you're looking to liven a set up, then if you really want to liven it up, have some bells on it. I've just got these in. And I'm going to put little leather pieces on them, and they'll go on so when you're trotting. I personally like bells. I had them on the farm set with the old cob when I was showing him, and as he trotted up for the judge, it was jingle bells, jingle bells. So, but you can have them when you're riding as well. So what else have we got here to show you? Yeah, the leathers. The red, which is, I should think, the most popular. You've then got the yellow, and there is the blue here. There's a big roll of that blue, but it doesn't have to be colour. It can be plain, plain painted black, just to liven up a set. So here's a little set I've got ready for someone. You've got the two shapes. Yeah, that's right, that's from the cornflake packet. And I haven't decided yet what ornament I'm going to put on it, but there is a matching face drop to it. So if I think a nice little crest would go well. If I get the crest there ready, that can go on the face drop coming down the middle, and the martingale. And I can also do trace carriers. I'm a bit wary of putting, actually, to be honest, ornaments on trace carriers. I did it for my set, and I found that the shafts tended to knock them off. Have the leather work, but ornaments are at risk with trace carriers. And that's just my own opinion, having lost a couple over the years. Depends how your breeching is in line with the shafts. So there we have some different work, and if you're interested, you've got my details on the YouTube listing, and we can discuss it. It isn't anything set, in stone. I offer people different designs, different colours, and I've got an information sheet which gives a range of the ornaments that I've either got in stock or can get in, and what I do feel needs to be done each time. is, just for that little bit of finish, is matching buckles. It's no good having those buckles all on your set and then have, I believe, a horseshoe buckle. You know, if you're going to start with swelled West End, stay with it. Again, with a horseshoe, stay with it. And that can have the little silver, they're not actually silver, they're nickel plated, fancy loop. So, hope that's been of some interest to you today. Yes, hope it's been of interest to you today as I ring the bell. Thank you for being here. If you want to see more of my videos, and maybe in a bit more detail, longer ones, I do recommend going on to thecarriagecommentator.com. All the details are at the end of this video. It's a brilliant website, and if you're interested at all in horses in general, breeding, carriage driving, whether it's a hackney horse or a miniature or a shire, you really ought to have a look at that. Look it up, that website. Not just because I sort of filmed for it, but I think you'll find it's very interesting. And I thank you for being with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again here. If you can, please pop that finger on the subscription button, then you get advance warning of what I'm doing, and it helps me as well keep a track of it all. So until I see you again, safe driving, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheerio.